this is not an easy journey for LGBT community, and it's, there's just, you know, not everybody supports people in that community, and not everybody understands that it's not a choice and it's not a lifestyle, it's who you are.
And you know, I feel I didn't have the best coming out story. I had a lot of hurt and heartache, and I lost friends and I lost a lot of people because of it coming out.
Accepting my own gayness or difference was really, really difficult. So I denied it as long as I could. It was there, and I knew it was there, and I suppose on some level I knew one day I would have to deal with it.
You know, it was not acceptable lifestyle at all. So then there was all this fear of, you know, people wouldn't accept me anymore, my family or, you know, extended family that I had wouldn't accept me anymore, my friends wouldn't accept me. You know, what was I going to be like? And, you know, I didn't like myself like that. I didn't want to be that. It's going to be too hard of a life. You know, and there was shame and guilt and confusion.
But people would call me fag, girly. You know, there was this one instance where we were leaving an all-school assembly where the whole school goes, and I distinctly still remember, you know, leaving the assembly, and some guys in my grade, as we're walking out, were just calling me names. And I was supposed to walk to a swim practice up at the Y that day, but I was just crying and couldn't do it.
I'm coming up in the age in the late 90s, so I'm graduating high school in 2000, so I'm coming up in the age where Ellen is coming out on TV, and they're starting to put gay characters in TV, and people are really resistant, and people are very vocal, and it's still okay to be like, that's disgusting, or they are, you know, the F word, or they're, and when queer was still a bad word, you know, I don't personally like that word, you know, because it's offensive to me still, because that was a slur, and I'm mixed race. I'm black, white, and Native American, and it would be like as offensive to me as somebody calling me the N-word. So I would be as offended as somebody called me that as well. You know, if in that intersectionality of being, you know, multiracial and a gay person, if somebody called me that, that is a very offensive word to me.
Sometimes you're going to lose everyone around you. My partner's pretty much lost all of his family, whereas I still have the support of my family. So at that point, when I figured out who I was, I said, I can't live like this. You know, this is not acceptable in my Christian home and community. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to commit suicide. Like, I'm going to end my life. And so I started thinking about it, and I knew how I was going to do it. And I thought to myself, would my mother rather see me be me, or would she rather bury me? And I thought, well, I'll just keep it hidden from her, you know?
There was a time when I didn't know if I wanted to exist in that environment. And I think about how delicate that was, and I wish what I knew now, I could tell him.
You know? I mean, you see God Hates Fags by that Westboro Baptist Church all over the place. You see, even today, you know, the transgender people being impacted in the military. You see all sorts of folks with in powerful positions that make these sweeping decisions that impact people that are in the LGBT community, and you know, you can't help but to be that can't help to wire your or program you to guard yourself so that you're not impacted in that manner yourself.
One of the things that excites me about the newer generations is this ability to acknowledge that things are not black and white, Things are not male and female. It's sort of like us as human beings. Imagine if we had to only allow ourselves to express one emotion, and that none of us is just one thing, and that is an amazing, amazing thing to know.
The more you're able to get in tune with yourself and be happy with who you see in the mirror, the easier it gets, and it does get better.
And just, don't be afraid to come out and be who you are, because people change and life will get better. People, and if you have a friend that's transitioning and you're changing your pronouns, it's very hard to go for, you've been calling your friend a he for 20, 30 years, and all of a sudden you've got to say she. It's going to be hard. You're going to mess up every once in a while. Don't be afraid to mess up, but just try to do your best and correct yourself when you catch yourself, because that's also going to show that person that you are trying.
Be who you are, and embrace that, and because when I did kind of finally do that, it was so freeing. It was just incredibly freeing. It just opened all kinds of, doors. Certainly that door of beating myself up over the years over it.
I'm like, I don't know if I'm so comfortable with it. I'm still getting used to it, but I'm more like, I'm not going to be uncomfortable with it. I'm not going to make you comfortable anymore with it. Like, I'm not going to be hidden anymore, because I did that for so many years. You don't get to be comfortable, for me to be uncomfortable. Like, I'm not doing that anymore.
It's important to have a tribe around you that kind of think the same way you do. Doesn't mean they all have to be LGBT. It means that they are supportive of you and who you love and how you want to express yourself.
Where we are today as a society, we can't rest. There's no resting right now. We can't take for granted anything. We have to fight all the time. Still, this is like 1969 in 2019. Our battle is not over. And